Welcome back to the channel. I'm Moedotj, and we have a new movie called The 6888 on Netflix. This is a Tyler Perry film. It recently dropped on Friday, December 20th, and I've done a recap over it. But what I wanted to do is go a little more in depth and talk about the main characters and talk about who they were in the real world so we can understand that history of the first and only all-black Army battalion to serve in World War II. Now, before we jump into this and we meet who exactly Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams is, if you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit your subscribe button, and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. I will be uploading more videos on other characters throughout the movie about who they really were. So if you like this kind of content, go ahead, subscribe to my channel. But let me introduce you to Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Earley. Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Earley, it might be a name that we're not too familiar with, but her story is one of courage, resilience, and breaking barriers. During World War II, she became the highest ranking black woman officer in the U.S. Army, leading the 6,888th or the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion, a unit of black women tasked with clearing a massive backlog of mail for American soldiers overseas. Born December 5, 1918 in North Carolina, Charity Adams grew up in a family of educators. Her father was a minister, her mother was a former teacher, and she was the oldest of four. They eventually moved to South Carolina, and this is where she began to call home. Despite facing racial discrimination, she excelled in her studies, starting school in the second grade and graduating high school 2 years early, becoming the valedictorian of her class. After this, she attended Wilberforce University, a historically black college, and after graduating, she became a teacher for a couple of years, but with the outbreak of World War II, she felt the call to serve her country. In 1942, she joined the Women's Army Corps, or the WWII for short, becoming one of the first black women to do so. At Fort Des Moines, Iowa, where she underwent training, she encountered segregation firsthand. Despite this, she excelled, graduating as an officer and eventually becoming the highest ranking female officer at the fort. In 1944, Adams was deployed to Europe, leading the 6888 Battalion. This unit of black women faced the daunting task of clearing a mountain of undelivered mail, ensuring that soldiers received vital messages from home. With this process, they processed over 17 million pieces of mail in a record time. They were allotted 6 months, but they got it done in 90 days, demonstrating their efficiency and dedication. Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams served in Europe until late 1945, leading the 6888 Central Postal Battalion. Her tireless efforts processing millions of pieces of mail for American soldiers earned her the well-deserved promotion to Lieutenant Colonel, the highest rank attainable for a woman in the Women's Army Corps. Now, after the war, Adams briefly served at the Pentagon, but then she soon returned to her civilian life, eager to pursue her own educational goals. She returned to the Ohio State University, where she completed her master's degree in vocational psychology. This marked a new chapter in her life, demonstrating her dedication to personal and professional growth, even after her remarkable service to the nation. In 1949, Charity Adams married Stanley A. Earley Jr., and they settled down in Dayton, Ohio, where they raised their 2 children. She dedicated the rest of her life to education and to activism. She served as the Dean of Tennessee State University and Georgia State University, inspiring and mentoring countless students. Beyond her academics, Charity was deeply involved in her community. She actively participated in numerous boards and organizations, always striving to make a positive impact. In 1982, she founded the Black Leadership Development Program, a groundbreaking initiative aimed at empowering young African Americans to become leaders in their communities. This program provided invaluable guidance and support aspiring leaders needed to shape the future of generations to come. Lieutenant Charity Adams Earley's legacy extends far beyond her military service. She was a true trailblazer, a woman who dedicated her life to education, activism, and empowering others. Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Earley passed away in 2002 in Dayton, Ohio, leaving behind a legacy of service and inspiration. Her contributions were widely recognized. The National Postal Museum, National Women's History Museum, Ohio's Women Hall of Fame, Smithsonian Institution, and South Carolina Black Hall of Fame, among many others, honored her dedicated service and her tireless efforts to advance opportunities for Black Americans. In a powerful testament to her enduring legacy, on April 27, 2023, Fort Lee, Virginia was officially renamed Fort Gregg Adams, honoring both Lieutenant General Arthur Gregg and Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams. Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Earley's inspiring story serves as a powerful reminder of the courage, tenacity, and intellect that can overcome even the most formidable obstacles. Her legacy continues to inspire and motivate us all. There you go. Who is Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Earley? Lieutenant Colonel of the U.S. Army, World War II veteran, December 5th, 1918 to January 13, 2002, the first Black officer in the Women's Army Corps. Hopefully you guys gained a little bit of knowledge about who she was and what she had going on. Also, the recap of the 6888 is on my channel for Netflix. Check out that recap. If there's any other characters you'd like me to break down, go ahead and comment that below. And if you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm on that road to 75,000 subscribers. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.